Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? My name is DJ djanonzt, and we are here to talk about the Royal Rumble 2022 going down tomorrow, Saturday, January 29th at 8 o'clock Eastern. Coming to you live from St. Louis, and I'm actually making the trip to the show because St. Louis is too close to Chicago not to go, and my wonderful wife decided to surprise me with some tickets to that. So myself and Drunk Johnny and T-Unit are all headed to the Royal Rumble, and we're going to meet up with some people from the Champions community there. So if y'all know me from the WWE Champions game, you will, if you're going, leave a comment, get in my Discord server. I got a channel, and you can meet up with us as well. So I'm here to give my predictions about the Royal Rumble today, and we're going to see what pans out. I'm so excited about this. I just kind of want to talk about things a little bit, and hopefully you all are as excited as I am, as Royal Rumble is my absolute favorite pay-per-view to watch of any wrestling ever. It's always been my favorite. If I'm going to sit down and just watch an old show for fun with my friends, it's always a Royal Rumble because you get to see everybody. So without further ado, let's talk about the Royal Rumble. We are just going to run through the card here. I am on WWE.com, so this is going to have the most up-to-date and accurate information as far as entrance and match card and things like that. So, we're going to start out at the bottom here. We're going to talk about the 30-woman Royal Rumble match, and we'll take a count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21? 21 females, so 9 unannounced, and there's so many like throwbacks already on here. So like, where are the other 9 gonna come from? I don't know. But the big, will you see the mouse? Okay, the big one to me. Here's the big one. Mickie James. Mickie James, the current Impact Knockouts champion, announced as such. That is so huge to me. Like, WWE doesn't acknowledge other companies and their champions or their accolades when they come there from other places, usually. They'll acknowledge New Japan a little bit, but they don't say New Japan Pro Wrestling. They'll sometimes say IWGP. They did that a lot for Gallows and Anderson. But to acknowledge Mickie as the current Knockouts champion, that's crazy. And then the fact that she defended that title, and when they could have had her lose it before she goes, which tells you she is walking in the door as the Knockouts champion. And I think that's the most interesting thing in the Women's Rumble match so far to me. Now, maybe you're not a Mickie James fan or whatever, or, you know, I don't know, you won't get it. But to me, not only do I think she could, I think that the biggest play would be for her to win the Women's Royal Rumble. I think that's the move, because then you could have a huge thing going into Mania where you could have a champion of another organization go champion versus champion against yours, and you can have your champion beat her. But it's a generational thing to go along with that, right? Because Mickie James represents the generation before, you know, the passing of the guard from the Attitude Era women, from Trish and Lita. That goes on to say like Mickie and Beth. But Beth Phoenix didn't really have the career that Mickie had, because she didn't get to have good matches like that. Like, Mickie actually had some really good matches and spanned for a long time and carried that torch from them all the way till you got to people like Michelle McCool, who could dominate, and when we got to then like the Bellas and things like that. So I think that we need that big main event WrestleMania match with Mickie James versus the WWE. Whether it's Charlotte, which I thought Charlotte before all this would be the one, whether it's Charlotte or whether it's Becky Lynch, either one would be huge. I think Mickie James versus Charlotte would be the match at WrestleMania, though, champion versus champion. And I don't know. What I don't see listed on here is Sasha Banks. I don't see Bayley. So you got to think we're going to get these returns, and either one of them could easily win this thing. I don't know if you're going to have Charlotte win, but Asuka's also not listed, so I would think Asuka could easily come in and win this and main event WrestleMania as well. But for me, who I want to win, Mickie James, I think that would make for the best story and the biggest storyline going into Mania. So we can move on here and talk about the men's rumble. Looks like I got Sheamus cut off a little bit here on this side, but Sheamus is in there. You can see his that's Priest Championship. Looks like they're sharing it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So there's going to be 8 men not listed here that are going to be entering the Rumble match. And we already got Johnny Knoxville listed as one of these, so we know we got our celebrity entrant already. And as I'm looking at this sheet, there's a lot of great superstars on here. But who's going to win the Royal Rumble? Who on here is main eventing WrestleMania? Randy, if I had to pick straight off of this sheet right now, who makes the most sense to win the Royal Rumble? Probably Randy Orton, right? I mean, he's the biggest star listed on this sheet. The one who you could put in a main event with anybody and he's going to deliver that match. We've seen it a million times over, but have we seen Randy versus Roman in a main event? I don't think we have. Has Roman gone through Randy Orton in his current reign? That could make sense, but then what title would we be going for here? Because in order to answer this correctly, we have to think to the championship matches. Will Brock and Roman both defend? And if they do, then the winner's going to go after them? I would have thought this whole time that Brock versus Roman is where we're heading for WrestleMania, right? So I don't know how to call this one. If I had to pick off of this sheet right here, I would say Randy Orton makes the most sense. And besides him, I would say you have KO, you have AJ Styles, Big E. Those are people that are guaranteed main eventers right there, that have proven WWE main eventers anyways. And then you got Damian Priest as the up-and-comer. So he could make sense to have a big moment. But are you going to put Damian Priest against Brock or Roman right now? I don't know, because I still think Brock versus Roman is the match. So it's hard for me to pick off of this list. I would say if I had to pick off of this page right here, who do I want to win? I'm going to say AJ Styles. All right? I'm going to say AJ Styles. But who I think will win, we'll get to later. Surprise entrances. I would be willing to bet you right now you're going to see a male superstar from Impact enter the Royal Rumble. And I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't Moose. With all the social media war he's been having, the back and forth recently. And I would think when you strike a deal to take the reigning Knockouts champion because you need her for star power in your women's Rumble, I would think Impact would have been able to make a deal like, okay, we'll give you that. We'll give you all of that, but you're going to put one of our men in the Royal Rumble and you're going to say our name and all of this. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Moose enter the Royal Rumble. I don't think a surprise entrant will win. Not like I don't think a nostalgia act's going to win. I don't think John Cena or The Rock are coming in to win the Royal Rumble. But we'll get to the rest of my prediction on that in a bit. So we got Becky Lynch versus Dewdrop for the Raw Women's Championship. I love Dewdrop. I loved Piper Niven. And I loved Viper before she was even in NXT. I've been following her for a long time. But let's be honest. Is she actually beating Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title? Absolutely not. Becky will carry that title into WrestleMania. And that reminds me. You know who could enter this Royal Rumble and win? And we could get the same storyline that I wanted, Mickie and Charlotte. I also think Ronda Rousey's going to be in the Royal Rumble. And I think we could be looking at Charlotte versus Mickie at WrestleMania. And we could be looking at Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania one-on-one. And those being the two title matches I think would be incredible. But let's move on. Edge and Beth against Miz and Maurice and A lot of people aren't super excited about this. I actually am. We're making history again. Maurice and Beth Phoenix will become the first two females ever to wrestle each other in 3 separate decades. So I'm excited about that. And let's be honest, Edge and Beth Phoenix are winning this match. There's no doubt about it. Unless they're going to go Miz Edge at WrestleMania, at which point Miz gets a cheap win here and they have to carry that all the way to Mania. Otherwise, I don't know. Roman versus Seth Rollins. I've got to believe Roman's carrying that title to WrestleMania. I like Seth Rollins, and it's believable that he could win, but Seth Rollins is not winning this match. Roman will carry that title to WrestleMania. Usos barred from ringside. Seeing that stipulation instantly makes my head say Solo's going to debut and he's going to save Roman in this match. That Rollins would be closing in on victory, and you'll think that the Usos can't save him, but the third Uso will debut and save him here. That would be absolutely awesome. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley for the Universal Championship. This is the match that Bobby Lashley's wanted since he came back to WWE. The fans have wanted to see this forever. They wanted WrestleMania, but we're going to get it at the Royal Rumble. And this one's tough. I think Brock Lesnar is going to win. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I also think Brock Lesnar is going to enter the Men's Royal Rumble, and he's going to win that too. And then I think we're going to get Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, champion versus champion at WrestleMania to unify the two titles, or whatever you will. That's what I think is going to happen. So, I don't know. So, quick rundown again. Let's go. I'm going to pick 2 for the Women's Rumble. I'm going Mickie James or Ronda Rousey. And that's just debate. If Ronda doesn't return, then I'm picking Mickie to win. Either way, I just think those two are setting up the 2 women's title matches for Mania. And then for the Men's Rumble match, I'm picking Brock Lesnar or Randy Orton. And then for that, we got Becky Lynch. We got Edge and Beth. We got Roman. And we got Brock. So, let me know in the comments what you think. Again, if you're going to the Royal Rumble, join my Discord server. The link is in the description of every one of my videos. And I have a channel for Royal Rumble Meetup. I'd love to meet you, take a picture, whatever you want to do there. Grab a beer, grab, whatever. We're going to be in there. I already got about 6 people going, and we're all going to have a great time there. If you want to follow my action live, follow me on TikTok at djanonzt. And I'm going to be posting live reactions and everything all night on TikTok. So follow me on TikTok at djanonzt. And I will see you all in the next one. And let's hope my predictions come true. Let me know your predictions. I want to see down in the comments. So I want to hear from you. And until next time, y'all. Peace.